Get a load of this.
The Dynasty. The Dynasty.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? I hope everyone's doing well. How y'all doing? How you living? How you feeling? All that. I hope everyone's doing well. Hey world, what's good? It's your boy LG, and I'm back with another video. I'm looking forward to doing this, man. I've been wanting to do this for a minute. We're gonna be talking fighting games, y'all. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm happy to do this, and yeah, we're gonna do it. We're gonna get into it. How about that? And I want to do this. This probably might be a series, depending on how this goes, depending on the reception and everything I get. So I definitely wanted to do this, and you know, and just wanted to do this and share my thoughts with you guys. And yeah, I'm looking forward to doing this because I know there's a lot of fighting game tutorials out there, and a whole lot of fighting game tutorials out there, and a lot of them are, you know, I feel like they're kind of missing something. You feel me? I feel like they're missing things, and you know, it's assuming that you already know what's going on, or you kind of have an idea. And a lot of it, just sometimes I understand that, like, you know, unless you really want to get into it, that it's going to, like, a lot of things, a lot of terms will go over your head, and we're not going to go too much in depth into terms like right now, but I am going to probably name a few terms and go from there. Today we're going to start off with the ultimate basics, and I'm talking about basics before you even start playing the game. Like, you know, before you get into the game, before you get like into like playing with your friends, you know, before you even get into the training mode. Like, that's because there's some things that you just got to know. I feel like I feel like a lot of people just jump into this genre and they just don't know what to get into, and that's really what turns them off from a lot of fighting games in general. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and go into that. So if I miss anything, I do apologize. I will probably try to cover it in the next part. But yeah, let's get into the first topic. Let's get into it. I will also have, for those of you who haven't already, be sure to like, comment, subscribe if you're new. Gaming, music, all that good stuff, real talk stuff, just like this. All right. So let's start with the beginning. Let's start at the tippity top, right? And then we start with controllers. You know what to use. So a lot of people want to know if you want to use, is it cool to use controller? You know what I'm saying? You see the controller right there, or maybe, you know, you want to use a fighting stick. You know what I'm saying? You see this bad boy right here? This bad boy right here. And I also have a fight stick right back here too. But and to be honest with you, it's completely up to you. It's complete preference. It's really up to you. And also, I forgot to mention that there's also something called the Hitbox as well. And we're gonna go ahead and share our screen here. This is also what a fight stick would look like. Stuff like this. Different things. All that stuff, right? You guys can see. And one of the things that I want to first off let y'all know that everything is pretty much personal preference. That's a quick answer to this, right? The quick answer is personal preference. It's really up to you. However, I will personally say, when it comes down to like the drawbacks and stuff like that, for example, oh shit. Unless you know you're okay with your thumb, you feel me, or using a D-pad, you're gonna be using a lot of thumb action, and it could really, you know, hurt your hand a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And you can really, you know, it's the movement's a lot harder. You know, with a D-pad is easier, a good D-pad. Like Xbox One has the best D-pad. I know a friend of mine by the name of Disparity has mentioned that the D-pad on the PlayStation is good enough for him, and it really depends on what you want to do with it. You feel me? You know, it depends on what you're doing, how comfortable you feel. You know, now with a fight stick, as you can see, like I said, these you can get these pre-built. You can also get these custom made. They could be a little bit expensive. Okay. As you guys can look at the top row, and you can see that this one is dang near $500, and then you got one that's $70. You got one that's, you know, 180, 190. You got this one that's $20, and it's it really is up to you. And I definitely recommend. I personally recommend Fightstick because for a couple of reasons. One, I think the control scheme is easier. It's easier on. I believe it's a little bit easier on the hands. You feel me? I believe it's easier to make the controls do what you want to do. It's going to take a little bit of work, especially if you've never played in an arcade before. It is going to take some work, but once you get used to it, it makes things a lot easier. You feel me? Not to mention the price range varies. So it really is up to you. I mean, with the controller, you pretty much can plug and play, like, and you're ready to go. You know what I'm saying, with the regular controller. But I personally prefer Fightstick. That's just my personal opinion. I personally prefer Fightstick because it's that more authentic feel. The layout is pretty simple. All the layouts are simple. They also have some for your console of choice. If you prefer PS4, PS3, PS. I think that I don't know if they have PS5 out yet, but I know they have Xboxes. This one actually itself is a Xbox One and Xbox 360 based Fightstick. So, and this one is PS3, Xbox 360, and PC based Fightstick back here. So, it's really up to you, but I personally prefer Fightstick because it's easier. And like I said, I like the arcade feel. For most, it fits well across fighting games and also arcade games. You know what I'm saying? Games that you would play like arcade emulators. You feel me? So once again, it's still your choice, but I personally prefer Fightstick over any day of the week. And that's C. How you doing, sir? I hope you're doing well. I hope you are doing well. Welcome. Good to see you. But yeah, I just wanted to show y'all this, one of the things to kind of get y'all going. And like I said, it's not too bad. It's not that bad. I've had a fight stick like this, but once again, you do get what you pay for. So just because this is $20, it doesn't mean the quality is going to be it's going to be cheap quality too. I had something similar to this, and one of my buttons went out, and yeah, it wasn't fun. It wasn't a good time at all. Not good. I've had something. I think this is something that I got right here. The Quamba. This one, I think this is what this one is in the back. The Quamba QRA4, I think it is. That's the one I have back here. Yeah, but like I said, it's really just up to you. Feel me? Really up to you. All right. And now that we got that out the way, I gotta hit y'all with something, right? So I gotta hit y'all up with some. Once again, before we get started, I gotta hit y'all up with some real facts, right? I gotta hit y'all with some real down to earth facts, and we're gonna pop on Killer Instinct just because. I'm popping on Killer Instinct just because it's easy. It's right here. Hopefully it'll work. All right, cool. I'm doing what is educate. Oh yeah. I hope you guys get your pens and papers ready, and share this around too. Be sure to share it around and let people know that this needs to go down. Right. All right. There we go. So, all right, while that's loading up, I have to let y'all know some stuff, man, about fighting games, because before we even get into any of the actual training stuff, the learning what some of the words mean, there's something that we have to address. Okay, and we're gonna hit the practice, right? And before we even just gonna go versus Django right now. Just on GB, right? Just on GB. Fight on. Okay. Alright. Ready. Fight. It's here. Boop, boop. Here, boom. Alright. I'm gonna let that rock because I like the way it sounds. Turn this up a little bit. So I gotta give y'all something, right? I gotta give y'all the earnest truth here. I have to. and that's fighting games are literally the hardest genre, one of the hardest genres to get into. Okay, fighting games take work. Okay, there is no easy button, there's no easy mode. It takes work. I can't. If you're gonna get into this, genre, you're gonna have to get over that hump, right? You know, we're probably gonna talk about more in detail in another video, but there's gonna be a whole bunch of things that you're gonna encounter when you're playing these types of games. You're gonna be encountering the tryhards, the sweaties, the spammers, a little bit of everything. You're gonna want to rage. You're gonna talk shit if that's the type of person you are. It's gonna happen, right? And if there's a saying that I could use here that everybody knows, is it is what it is. When it comes to fighting games, you're gonna have to get a hang of that. It is what it is, right? And the thing with fighting games is, and that it's kind of like a love-hate relationship, is that it puts a mirror up to your face, right? And it reflects on how good you are as a player, you know, only you. Because if you think about it, for example, this is a one-on-one sport, right? This is a one-on-one. If you're doing esports, competitive, whatever, it's one-on-one. You feel me? There is no teammate. There is no somebody to carry you. None of that. It's literally all you, right? This isn't like Call of Duty. This isn't League of Legends. You know, this isn't Overwatch. This is 1v1. You're a character and the enemy's character, and only one person can win. You feel me? And the sooner you understand that, the better, right? And I wanted to share a clip of something, because there was a video that I wanted to share with you guys. Talk about rage quitting. Oh yeah, we'll have to make another video on that one, because I didn't even rage quitting. It happens, bro. Like, I'm gonna tell you, it happens. I'm telling you, it happens. It happens. I want to react to this video from UltraChenTV, and we're not gonna go through the whole video, but I wanted to play a bit of this clip of this video, so that way you guys understand something here, because I've said it before that, you know, some of these beginner friendly mechanics aren't the best, and I've been made fun of because of it, and I've been told that, oh well, you know, I'm being an elitist or whatever, blah 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 woo. Well, you're gonna hear it from somebody that's a big player, you know what I'm saying, a big part of the FGC. If for those of you who don't know who UltraChenTV is, or Jay Censor is, he's a really big commentator in esports. You know what I'm saying? Dope, you know, chill, lay back from what I've seen. I enjoy his content. And if he ever watches this, what's up, bro? Appreciate your work, man. So he's also a part of the Synchronized podcast too, by the way. But I want to play this clip, and we gotta talk about this. Watch this.
Do stuff so that they'll ease beginners.
Here we go.
These days, developers of fighting games have been putting a lot of beginner-friendly mechanics into their fighting games to try to help ease beginners into their game, to make it feel like they're able to do stuff so that they'll keep playing and stick around with the game. But not to be the bearer of bad news, but I am here to tell you the
tell him
harsh truth.
Tell him.
Beginner-friendly mechanics don't work, and in fact,
I told you. Hey, I'm not the only one who said it now. I'm not the only one. See, you got somebody else saying it. But we gonna break it. He's gonna break it down a little bit, and then we're gonna kind of talk a little bit more after that. Watch this.
Are often more detrimental than actually helpful for beginners. This happens because of several different things, but let's just jump into an example right away of what I felt like was one of the most egregious examples of this. Now, this feature has been patched and it's not this bad anymore, but let's talk about the reversal edge from Soul Calibur 6.
Yep, I
This
remember
move
that.
was designed to help beginners, but I feel like it failed to do so on so many levels. Let's talk about what a reversal edge actually is, okay? It's just an armored attack that while you're starting it up, it can absorb all attacks, whether it's horizontal or vertical. It can absorb high, mids, and lows. It even absorbed throws, okay? Even though the throws weren't an attack, it still absorbed throws. And on top of that, if you charged it all the way, it became an unblockable attack. So it was just it was a catch-all move for beginners to help them on the defense. However, it's probably a big duh that this would be too powerful of a tool. The developers knew this. And so what they decided to do was to make it so that if you landed one of these reversal edges, it triggered this rock, paper, scissors mini game so that the outcome still wasn't determined, so that the person who got hit by the reversal edge could still end up doing damage. But they also knew that a straight up RPS mini game would be devoid of strategy, so they started adding other features like dodging, and they created a weighted RPS because some of and they also designed ways to beat the reversal edge for sure. They made it so that the reversal edges, once they get started, most characters got locked into performing the move. So since they were all verticals, you could just sidestep it, you could whiff punish it that way, you could call it out and defeat it with break.
Yeah.
Look, there's a reason.
And at this point, it's no longer beginner friendly. That's the point of this. And you guys can go check out the rest of the video in your own time. And that's just only a portion of the video, y'all. I will try to link the video in my description. How about that? So that way you guys can see that and watch that as well. Because he makes a very interesting point. How a lot of this, especially a lot of beginner friendly mechanics to get people in the game, are pretty much useless. And you know, he goes on to say that it's not going to be used at a high level. And I know some of y'all are probably thinking like, well, what, that's the point, blah blah blah, whoop de woo. You know, it could be abused. His other point is they could be abused, especially at high levels of play, and you can see it, you know, and especially with how he's explaining it. And even though now that they patched it out to where you can have different options, once you start putting all these options in, it no longer becomes friendly for beginners. You get what I'm saying? So this is why it takes a little bit more time to get in there and learn the game. You know what I'm saying? And that is the biggest thing that a lot of people need to get in there and start doing, which, you know, we'll get into that in a bit. And but I wanted to get this part out before I forget, and you know, I missed that, which I feel like was a really crucial part of today's video. Once again, shout out to UltraChenTV for talking about it, because he sure hit the nail on the head. I'm telling y'all, he even talked about auto combos, which, you know, I definitely think that's definitely kind of a easy mechanic if you ask me. But the other thing with fighting games, right, is not only are they not necessarily beginner friendly and they require you to work, you do have to realize that you have to be able to take the time to learn. Like I mentioned earlier, you're gonna lose, you're gonna go through all of these types of people, and you know, it's going to be a rough time. You know, it's not going to be an easy time, especially with anything competitive. It's not going to be easy. You're going to come across a lot of sweats, you know, a lot of smurf accounts, you know, all of that type of shit, right? And the sooner you understand it, like I mentioned before, and you learn to deal with it, you're good, you know. And also, you got to realize that this game is going to take a bit, because this game is fast paced, right? So a game of, for example, let me put this to scale, right? A game of Call of Duty lasts on what, about an average of 5 to 10 minutes, right? So maybe anywhere between 2 to 5, maybe 10 minutes if you guys, depending on what game mode you're playing, right? Valorant takes a while. I know a match of Valorant takes a while. League of Legends takes a good minute, takes about at least 15-20 minutes, 15 being if you're completely getting stomped out, and that's, everybody has to agree to it. So in fighting games, most of the fighting games we're talking about a minute, 60 seconds, 99 seconds for the time limit. And that's if the game is, if people are slowing the game down. So you're looking at rounds lasting on average of about maybe 30 seconds. 30 seconds or less. So if you're playing, let's say for example, 3 rounds, 3, 6, 9, 9, that's basically a minute, minute and 30 seconds. And that's a lot of information to cram in 30 seconds. You feel me? And so that's why I say it's good to take time to get the chance to get in there and practice. You know what I'm saying? And once you understand like the scale of the game and like all of that and stuff like that, it makes things a little bit easier to understand and to digest. And it also doesn't take into account too that, depending on what game you're playing, whether it's something like Soul Calibur, Tekken, that are 3D, or like Dead or Alive, that's 3D as well, or games like Killer Instinct, the old Mortal Kombat's actually, I was gonna say the old ones, but 4 went 3D for a little bit too, and also Deadly Alliance. But most of the Mortal Kombat's are 2D as well. You feel me? So you got to realize, okay, you can bounce it back and forth between the two, but you also got to know that there's differences between, between those types of games. You know what I'm saying? The movement is a little bit different. Learning how to space and stuff like that, that's different as well. So like I said, it's really good. I would definitely suggest to make sure to get that in your head at first, because I don't want people to come in here and start thinking that, oh well, I'm start getting to this fighting game, I'm pretty good at mashing buttons, blah blah blah, woo, I'm good at Call of Duty, I'm really good at competitive games, and then you start getting your butt stomped, and then you like, damn bro, I really do suck at this. You feel me? So it's just something I wanted to put that out there to kind of like ease you into it, to make it aware that these things do happen. And like I always say, it is what it is. Like, and once you start getting that, and I'm not perfect, because I get it. Like, when I would stream, I'm telling you, I would stream, and I would, there'd be times where I get frustrated. There's times where I rage quit. There's times where I just don't want to be dealing with stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I just go in there, have a good time, play the game, and be done with it. Don't even play an online match, or don't even play a match, period. You know what I'm saying? It's, at the end of the day, it's really up to you how far you want to go with this. You know what I'm saying? It's like I said, once again, it's something that I personally wanted to make clear. God, this is still up. Make clear for y'all. You know what I'm saying? And like for example, like spammers, right? So let's look at some spammy type shit, right? So this is a part of learning the game that a lot of people don't understand. Like I said, you gotta realize that there's people out there that's gonna do the same thing. For example, you know what I'm saying? So they're gonna do stuff like this. You see them, you see they're doing this. People are doing this, so you gotta figure out a way to beat it. You know what I'm saying? It's up to you to figure out a way to beat that. But it leads me also to my next important topic. This is gonna be the last one, I think, for today. And I had a vote for y'all, and I asked y'all what was the hardest part about fighting games, right? And y'all gave a pretty good answer, but the biggest answer I got was learning moves and combos, right? Like basically learning the characters. And the first thing I want to get out the way is part 1, right? And I kind of want to break this up into parts. So I think part 1 is where we're gonna kind of like start and kind of go from there, right? So one thing, like I said, it depends on what game you're playing and what you're trying to get into, whatever game. And this is where you pick your game of choice. I know KOF 15 just came out within the past month or so. So you know, you got that. You know, what I'm talking about isn't just for Killer Instinct, but it will apply to any other game that you play, right? So learning moves and combos is definitely an important thing. I would definitely say before you start getting into the combos, learn the moves first. Like, start with the basics, you know, the basic normals. You have your basic normals, and we're gonna take a trip to the dojo here. Let's take a trip to the dojo. Here we go. And so like learning the moves, right? That's the important part. Learning the moves. Okay, and I'm talking starting with the, we're talking about starting with the regular, you know, your regular moves. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Type that display. Here we go. Alright. Right, looking at what move does what, right? Because a lot of people will come in here and start, you know, oh, I gotta figure out what to do. You know, no. I mean, you can, but you're not gonna learn much, right? So like, take the time, you know, to look at your moves. Okay, oh, I hit forward and heavy kick. That's what this does. Okay, it's different from this, which is different from this. You know, knowing what if you have what they call proximity normals, right? Which are normal moves that vary based on the range that you are, the distance that you are from the character. So still heavy, this is still heavy kick. Still heavy kick. It's just changed based on the distance. So this is close, standing heavy kick. That's far, right? And then you also have your crouching moves, stuff like that. And also it's good to know, you know, frame data as well, which we'll go in. That's a whole nother video for another day. That's a whole nother video for another day. So but we don't want to get into that right now. So like, okay, we can do this stuff like that. Okay, all right, you know, all right, basic combos. Okay, that's how it works, you know. And every game has different combo mechanics, but normally speaking, jump ins, you can, if you hit with a jump in attack, you can normally jumping heavy kick, you can start a combo this way. You know what I'm saying? And if I can get my heavy kick out, see what I'm saying? So like I said, I don't want to go into game specific. If you want game specific, we can definitely, you know, let me know and we'll work it out. How about that? But like I said, knowing what different moves do, what their ranges are, and figuring out, okay, because once you start figuring out ranges, when you're right here, okay, you don't want to do this, you don't want to do a light punch out here, okay? Not unless that's your plan to, you know, force your opponent to do something. But once again, that's another, we don't want to get ahead of ourselves here, right? So you don't want to do anything crazy out here, you know what I'm saying? So you want to learn, okay, let's see, I think it looks like right here, looks like right about right there. Now this, yo, that's got some range on it. Right, so you can, oh, okay, I can combo that, you know. So just getting a few moves down. Now I know a lot of people, especially new people, are kind of confused when it comes down to special moves, right? Like, and when I mean by special moves, we're talking moves that have different properties in your normals, right? These are your regular punches, kicks, whatever. But a special move is just that. It's something that separates the character from the rest of the cast, right? So in the case of Killer Instinct, for example, and also, matter of fact, a lot of fighting game characters have this. Jago's what we call a Shoto character. These are basically your balanced characters. They tend to have pretty much balanced. So it normally consists of a fireball, a uppercut or a shoryuken, in this case a dragon, or what we call a DP, and some kind of kick like a wind kick or tatsumaki. Wind kick is for Jago in this case. So Jago has fireballs, of course he has a sword, and he has kicks, and he has a shoryuken. Okay, he's a Shoto character, straight up Shoto, no questions asked, right? So now a lot of people get confused with doing the special moves, right? And for those who don't know how to do them, I'm going to go to the command list here. You also have, before we get into your special attacks, you do have your command attacks, which are different for each character. You have your throws, and they also, like this, like especially a lot of new games, they have a lot of more detailed things in their pause menu. But like if you like a lot of older fighting games, they don't explain a lot. It's up to you to figure it out or to find a guide online, right? So you have your command normals is good. Your special attacks here. Endel Kyukin. We're gonna go here. That's the first one. And so when you see something like this basically means any punch at this point. So if it's great like that, that means it's any punch. Light, medium, or heavy, right? So it's normally you perform the move how it's shown, right? So you go from left to right. So you do down, forward, and then punch, right? So let's go back. So you do down, forward, and then forward, punch, right? Punch. So I kind of did it without thinking because I'm so used to doing fireballs, right? So you have to look at with your left hand first, right? I'm gonna try to do this right here. So you left hand first, right? And then you hit the button. So you notice how I'm doing it in quick succession, right? You notice how it's right, like one right after the other. It's down, forward, like this, or what they call quarter circles, because it's, you know, it's moved like a circle. The lever moves in it. You can move the lever in a circle, right? Right. So that's. See? That makes sense. I don't know why my thing up there isn't showing, but it, you know, I was showing it to y'all, right? And also, if you notice, for example, in this case with Jago, the different versions do different things, right? A lot of special moves, they have different variations, different versions. So the light one goes slow. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go back here. Light one goes slow. It goes a little bit faster, and then heavy goes super fast. You feel me? So now it's up. So what that means is up to you to figure out which one to use. You know what I'm saying? So you generally don't want to do this up close. So this is one of those things where you don't want to do it up close because you can get hit. Okay. All right. So you notice you can't do it, right? This is the important part of learning your character, is knowing what moves do what. You understand? Taking the time to figure out your normal moves, because your normal moves do lead into special moves and command normals and all that stuff, right? Right, So, and like I said, this is just a basic part of learning your character, taking the time to figure out what your character is capable of, your character's strengths and weaknesses, right? One of the weaknesses of Jago is that he's very linear, right? Once he gets going, he can be very predictable. So you know, a lot of people, for example, Jago does a lot of this, you know, he has a lot of what they call frame traps, which we'll explain in another video. But like, he can do basic stuff and just stuff like that, you know. But it's really, like I said, it's really up to you to figure out where to go, you know. Looking at tutorials, of course, with today's time, it's so easy now to look up a tutorial on YouTube and, you know, get a tutorial that best suits your needs and, you know, what you want to learn for that character, you know. And also, once you take the time to watch these videos, make sure you go into practice mode and you practice that, you understand? And once you practice it, that way you'll get the idea for it for yourself, right? Once you got to take in there, okay, I'm looking at this video, I see, oh, he's talking about doing wind kicks, okay, he's talking about doing this, okay, so if I do this, you know, that's a combo there, you know, little things like that, if that makes sense. So if you guys got any questions, feel free to, you know, hit me up, let me know. All right, but yeah, I think that's gonna be it for today. I think I just wanted to do something, you know, light and something basic to get you guys eased into it, right? And you know, like I said, the learning part is really up to you. Like I said, I always say start with the normals, and also start not only just in a dummy situation, like in a standing situation, but also have it set to like an auto block or a one-hit block option, depending on what game you're playing. The reason being is because you want to be able to train your brain early to kind of like not do stuff when they're blocking, right? So you know, once you start doing things when they're blocking, it can lead to some serious trouble, right? But once again, another video for that. But yeah, I hope this has helped you a little bit and helped you get somewhat started, all right? And I hope it helped you get started a little bit at least. And I definitely appreciate y'all taking the time to talk with me. And it means a lot. It does mean a lot, y'all. And yeah, I hope this helps. If you guys got any questions or you want me to go in more detail, let me know. I do plan on doing more of these, and maybe I might cut them up into sections or segments or whatever. That way we can you know, get more in depth, if there's a certain game that you want me to kind of go over a little bit more, for example KOF, or maybe Killer Instinct, Tekken, you know, maybe we could talk about the difference between 2D and 3D, you feel me? But yeah, I hope this helps you guys get the basics down and get the mentality down, because really that's really what's about at the end of the day. It's the mentality, and that's, you know, how you start winning, is having that winner's mentality, that winner's mindset. All right, so if you guys want more, comment below, drop a like, subscribe if you're new. I want to do more of these, and I just want to also just do segments where I just hang out with y'all, you know what I'm saying, and do more, you know, just hangout sessions as well. All right, next time I want to go more in depth about learning moves and combos and stuff like that. If there's a certain game that you want, Street Fighter Turbo, ooh, I don't have that one. I don't think I have that game. I don't think I have that game. Of all the games you suggest, I do have some old ones though. I do have the older Killer Instincts. I do have like the old Marvel vs. Capcom, I think. I have to go back and dust off some of the stuff. But you know. Yeah, no, not a problem. I thank y'all. Thank y'all so much for coming, man. I thank you, Nancy, for coming. It's always a pleasure. And for those that's going to be watching this via archive, I greatly appreciate y'all, man. And yeah, if you guys want to see more, let me know. But until then, I catch you guys on the next time. Peace and God bless.
The Dynasty. The Dynasty.